Welcome to Real Kiwi Fishing. This week Steve and I are back up in the north. This time what we're going to be doing is doing a bit of surf casting. We're actually at a spot that we love to fish early morning around that 4 o'clock. Get a low tide, we've got a hole out in front of us, but the tides are wrong for us. We're having to come down during the day. And we normally don't get fish during the day, but we've got a real strong onshore wind. And I thought it might be worth a shot, be all stirred up, the water's all murky. So I thought, hey, let's go and give it a shot. Actually just got a real nice grab too, so it's looking promising. There could be some fish here. Normally don't do that well during the day, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully get onto a few fish. It's a little bit windy, might not get a lot of sort of filming for you, but if we get onto a few fish, hey, we'll show you anyway. But yeah, hopefully get into a few and hopefully you guys enjoy. Steve-O just got hammered. It's got a massive strike. Sorry, I got to sit in the car, it's so windy. But his rod just buckled over, peeled line. He was hooked up, similar to what happened to me, but he was on it a little bit longer. And I'm just wondering maybe if they're big trevally, just on their soft mouth, maybe coming off, not too sure. But it's good to have a couple of hits. Lets us know that there's fish here at least. And it's probably worth hanging in. With tide's still going out. Got probably about half an hour till it turns, and we might just sit tight, fish maybe an hour of that incoming, see what happens. But yeah, it's good to get a couple of strikes, that's for sure. Feels like a snapper, eh? It's a good snapper, boy! Yeah, boy! Nice snapper.
Solid.
On the surfcaster. How's that? That's what we're getting hits from. It's a nice fish. Steve-O's chucking out a fresh bait. Actually get a lot of weed in this harbour, and it gets a little bit frustrating to fish it because your line gets clogged up with it. But what I try and do is once I cast my line in, I just leave it until I get a bite. What normally happens is the weed is there and it's sort of more on that surface, so it clogs up on the surface where it meets your line, and as you wind in it sort of just all gets pulled down towards your sinker and hook, and you sort of think that's what your sinker and hook's been sort of sitting out there with a big clump of weed on it, but it actually hasn't. The weed actually just sort of sits on that surface, and that's what I try and do, is I just leave my line in there until I get a bite, because I know probably 95% of that time that my bait's free of that weed. The only time it sort of gets clogged up is when you wind it in, and most fishers would just sort of think, oh, my bait's getting clogged up with weed, but it's not. It's actually not. It's just congregating as you wind the line up. It's sitting up on that surface, hits your sinker, swivel, gets pulled down into a big clump, and you just think that's what it's like, but it's not. So if you do fish this area, just try and cast in, leave your line until you get that bite, and you might pick up a few fish. soon as it hit the water. Another snapper.
It's bigger.
Yeah.
Fast.
It's a good fish, man.
Nice.
How's that? Solid harbour snapper.
Who said it's too windy for fishing?
Yeah. Well, me and Steve are actually getting hammered and it's quite cool. Didn't think it's going to be this good. Got a couple at the start and it's just starting to get more intense. There's some nice fish coming through, probably around that sort of 7 or 8 pound. Just running that same rig. I'm running that little running rig. Got it in between that little first trace, and then I got my main trace running down, and I've still got my keeper as well. It's working well for me. And Steve-O, you're on. And Steve-O just got hammered. We're just getting absolutely hammered. We're sitting in the car because it's real windy. But that's what I was saying, it's sort of stirred the bottom up. It's quite cloudy, murky, which is real good. So this beach is real crystal clear. And we're just getting absolutely smashed on every bait, and they're real good fish. It's awesome to see. We're letting most of these fish go. We're up here for a while, so there's no use us keeping them, and we're only catching them in shallow water, bringing them up nice and slow so they go back easily. But yeah, so we'll just keep going until they sort of come off the bite, I guess. Still got that tide still gradually still going out. They might stop on that sort of turn, who knows. But man, it was a good decision to come down. We were thinking of not coming down at all, just because it's during the day and we know that it's quite hard, especially at this beach, white sand, crystal clear water. But I just sort of had that sort of feeling with that onshore wind, and I could see it from up the road. It was all murky. So yeah, I'm going to get another bait in, just running half pillies, and they're just getting grabbed. And like I was saying, basically we're just leaving those rods. We've casted them out and we're just leaving them until we get a bite. The weed's actually not too bad at the moment. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse with that onshore wind, but it's not too bad. We're not actually getting clumped up either, so, but that's what I was saying, just cast your line in, leave it, wait for your bite. If you don't get a bite in sort of maybe 10-15 minutes, maybe wind up and check your bait, especially if you know you're getting bites and fish coming by. But yeah, we're just getting absolutely smashed at the moment, and hopefully maybe with that turn of the tide coming in, they might even get a little bit more aggressive and come through in a bit more numbers. I just got absolutely spanked. Just getting a couple of little bites, a couple of little grabs, and I was waiting, and this must have been a bigger fish just come through, grabbed it, and just bit straight through my trace. And I'm running a heavy trace here. I'm running probably close to, let's say, 40 pound. The rod just buckled, line peeled. I struck and bang, gone. Would have just been right on those teeth. What a bugger. Thanks for watching another great day out fishing with Real Kiwi Fishing. And you can also find more of my movies on my YouTube channel, Real Kiwi Fishing.